the Shredder Wolmarans.
Hi, I'm Susie from Women's Fight News, and today I'm here with undefeated South African pro boxer, Hedda Wolmarans. So thank you very much for joining me, and how are you?
I'm great, thanks, no complaints.
And so I wanted to start off with that you're undefeated in 6 fights, 4 of which are knockouts. So what a great start to your career. And you're a super lightweight champion, you're South African super lightweight champion as well. So I wanted to talk about your style as well, because obviously you must have a bit of a heavy hand.
Yeah, I like to think that is my strength, having heavy hands. Yeah.
I think I've heard you being described as a heavy-handed southpaw. People describe you as, and
yeah, that's pretty much. I think that sums me up. Yeah, a heavy-handed southpaw. Yeah.
But when I was watching your fights, it's quite nice because you're a great boxer. You're pretty accurate and clinical as well.
Yes, look, I feel that I haven't been able to fully show my skill set yet. You know, my last couple of fights have been easy. They haven't challenged me. I was actually speaking to a friend of mine in the gym yesterday, and he said to me, your sparring is like a fight and your fights are like sparring. And that's 100% right, because the challenges that I face in sparring, it's like much more hectic than what I get dealt in any fight that I've had so far, you know. So hopefully my next fight will be a proper challenge and I'll get to showcase my full skill set. Yeah.
Do you know when you're next out?
Yes, I'm fighting on the 10th of October.
Oh, brilliant. Where, in South Africa?
Yes, in South Africa. I'm fighting against the girl from Zimbabwe. We have a similar record. She also seems to be heavy-handed. I think we've got the same amount of knockouts. Yeah, so I feel like this is going to be a test for me, and I'm very excited about it.
Because, I mean, obviously with COVID, it's been quite difficult for fighters getting out. But you managed to get out again in May this year. So
yes.
How did you find trying to keep motivated during that time?
It wasn't hard. I'm very self-motivated. Look, it was tough when we had to stay at home. I put a bag up outside. I did my running in the yard. Had a couple of kettlebells. Was able to do as much conditioning as I could. You know, kept training every day. We all had to keep on getting better in the gym, you know, without fights pushing us to the next level. So I'm a very self-motivated person. It wasn't that difficult. I've also gone very long periods of time without a fight, you know, especially at the beginning of my career. I think there was about 2 years that I didn't fight at all. You know, BoxRec a couple of times has listed me as inactive, but in all that time, I've always been in the gym, always been striving to get better. Yeah.
And with your training, whereabouts do you train? Where's your base?
It's in Johannesburg, in an area called Savoy.
And who's your trainer?
Colin Nathan.
And I know recently you've signed with MTK Global.
Yes, yes. So my trainer heads up the MTK Africa branch. So I was fortunate enough to get signed with them, and I'm looking forward to the opportunities and that can create for me.
Yeah. So going back, what got you into boxing in the first place?
Sure. I've always been a very athletic person. I've loved sports my whole life. You know, as a youngster growing up, played all sports. When I was in my early teens, I really focused on playing tennis. Gave that my all for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. Played on the junior circuit in Southern Africa. Yeah, and then I had enough. It's quite a frustrating sport. You know, I'd get angry quite a lot, break some rackets. And then, you know, I found boxing. I always wanted to fight, but my dad was never too keen on it. So when I could do it on my own, I did. And in boxing, the cool thing is you can't get angry. If you get angry, you're going to lose, you know, you sap your energy completely. So, yeah, boxing definitely pushed me in the right direction as a person, and I fell in love with it. Fell in love with how hard it is. Yeah.
You like the training.
I love the training.
With the amateurs, I understand your first fight, you stopped the girl in 8 seconds.
Yeah, it was a very quick sort of out of the gates and boom, was over. Yeah, yeah.
I bet you couldn't believe it, because all this build up probably to your first fight, the excitement, and then done in 8 seconds.
Yeah, so my first few fights, I did win all of them by knockout. You know, and then I fought a more kind of experienced fighter. And oh look, I was also young at that time and maybe partying a little bit too much and not being very disciplined. And I lost to a girl who I felt wasn't better than me. But she beat me because she was fitter, she was smarter, she didn't rely on punching power, and that kind of put me on the right track. I decided I want to do this, and yeah, I started being disciplined. I started training hard. I started, you know, putting the partying and stuff on the sideline. And that same year, I became the national champion. And ever since then, it's just been building every single day. Yeah. Yeah.
So what would you say in your sort of in the 6 fights you've had, what's been your toughest fight?
My toughest fight was definitely my 3rd fight. Yes, that fight, I think, yeah, it was my 3rd. So I fought against Kolosa Ndobayini, who's actually fighting for the SA title tomorrow in the lightweight category. So I'd come from a long layoff. I'd had a stress fracture in my foot, and I hadn't been able to box or really train, you know, for a whole year. Yeah, I went, did a 4-rounder, and it was tough. I won. Forced me to change a lot of things, forced me to change my strength and conditioning, my nutrition, made me look at stuff. And then I fought her again 3 months later over 6 rounds, and it was quite an easy fight. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean, you know, she's been up against Hannah Rankin and took
Yeah.
Hannah the distance. So she's, you know, she's a great fighter.
Yeah, she's very tough. She's tough. I mean, I think in my 2nd fight I did drop her, but she got right back up and we carried on. She's not a person that you can just knock out. She's tough as nails. Yeah, you have to box.
And what's your favorite fight been?
My favorite fight, yeah, definitely that one. Yeah. That 6-rounder against her. I couldn't use my, you know, strength. I had to use my brain. Yeah.
So in terms of future plans, obviously you've got your fight lined up next. But beyond that, what's your plans for the future?
All I want is to be a world champion. That's all I want to get out of boxing. So, you know, I've got a good coach and manager who guides my career, trust him with my life. I do whatever he says. So I think I'm in the top 10 of the IBF now. I'm number 9. Yeah, I'd love to, you know, crack the top 5 and then top 3 and then get a belt.
Because I mean, it's an exciting division because they just announced the super lightweight tournament.
Yes.
So, you know, it's all happening in this division.
Yes, and all those fighters are really great. I mean, I'm aware of all of them. They're all great boxers. I'm quite excited for it. Yeah.
Because it's not just, it doesn't just stop with the tournament, because obviously you've got Christina Lindatu, who's just had a baby, who's 2 weeks after having a baby, she's like, right, I'm on the comeback. So she wants to get back in the mix. And then obviously you've got yourself coming through. So I just feel like it's, you've got the tournament, but then it goes beyond that.
No, definitely. And I feel, you know, as the months go past, you're just hearing about more female boxers, and it's great because this is what we need.
Yeah, and especially now with this whole with COVID not being so much of an issue at the moment, things opening up, you've got debut after debut coming through. So like you say, it's great because it's getting deeper and deeper. The talent it's brilliant.
Yeah, no, it's really awesome. I think also the Olympics does play a big role because boxers are being fed from there. It's also great to see that they've got 3-minute rounds in the Olympics, the ladies. So I'm hoping that will filter through to the pro ladies as well. Yeah.
That's something you'd favor. You'd want to do 3 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. Yeah, why not?
So talking about other female boxers, is there anyone at the moment out there that inspires you, another female boxer?
Sure. I follow quite a bunch of them. Definitely Katie Taylor. Terry Harper's pretty cool too. Cecilia Brackhouse, in no particular order, but those are 3 that I really watch. Yeah, and think they're doing great stuff.
It's great to see Cecilia Brackhouse is back in training camp, so she obviously wants to come back out fighting.
Yeah, no, it's great. It just shows you. I mean, a lot of the female boxers out there, they're way kind of past 30. I mean, I myself am, almost 33, but I feel good and I feel like I'm just getting better. It seems that our age limit where we start slowing down is very much kind of close to 40, which is great.
No, definitely. You see, a lot of the champions are in their 30s, definitely.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And with your ring name, the Shredder, where did that come from?
I was gonna have my first my first pro fight, and we were in the car, my coach and I, driving to the fight all the way, and I can't remember, and he was sort of like, Hedda, ready to shred him, Wolmarans, and I was like, no, that doesn't sound great. Why don't we just make it the Shredder? And it's really stuck. It's stuck, and when I walk in the gym, that's what people call me.
Yeah, well, that's great. So they actually call you the Shredder all the time.
Yeah.
That's good. And in terms of outside of boxing, what passions have you got other than the boxing?
Yeah, so I am a personal trainer. I really have a passion for making people strong, making them fit. I love the kettlebells. The gym where I work is very much, founded in teaching people how to move safely and making them strong, putting health first. So, yeah, I like it when someone comes in, I assess them, see how do they move, are there any things we need to fix, and then making them strong, helping them smash their goals. Yeah, that's really where my outside of boxing passion lies, and also in the strength and conditioning involved with boxing.
Because I know that you studied didn't you, like sports management and sports science?
Yes, so I did my undergrad in sports management, and then I did my honors in sports science. And since then, I've done a lot of practical courses in lifting, kettlebell, bodyweight certifications. Yeah, just doesn't stop. Yeah, I love learning. I love learning about exercise.
I know we talked about this briefly before we started the interview, but in terms of female boxing in South Africa, what's it like over there for female boxing?
It's quiet. I've run out of opponents here. Yes, there isn't a very big amateur kind of base. That's the first thing. And, because of that, there's not a lot of women going into the pros. You can't make a living out of boxing here. I don't know what it's like overseas, but 9.5 out of every 10 boxers here, maybe 10 out of 10, they've got day jobs, myself included. So it's tough. It's tough to pursue boxing here. And, you know, when there's no real opportunities for women, even though it's becoming more, yeah, we don't have very many. But when I saw your post the other day of how many female bouts are happening in South Africa in the space of a month, that was really encouraging. Because I wasn't even aware of any of them.
Because we were just saying how this weekend it's an all-female card in South Africa, which is great.
Yeah, it's amazing. So the powers that be are definitely putting an effort into getting more females on the bills, and that's great. Yeah.
And then obviously long-term plans for yourself. I presume you'd want to go abroad or get people into South Africa that so that you can challenge sort of people.
Definitely.
Beyond South
That's the goal. That's the goal. You know, I'm not getting any younger. So yeah, that's exactly the plan.
Well, it's been great chatting to you, and good luck with your fight next month.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on your show.
Thank you very much for your time and for taking part.
Awesome.
And hopefully we see lots more of you.
Yes, no, I'm sure you will.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please hit like. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future content, and why not check out any other videos on the channel. You can follow Women's Fight News on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.